Persistence is used in Cartegraph to remember the view or display for each user. This creates a custom experience for each user. There are two different types of persistence, in-session and cross-session. First, let's look at the in-session persistence. What this does is remember the views throughout the system as the user stays signed in. An example of this would be right now I'm looking at the Work tab in the Task section. If I select task number 10, I go into the detailed view and I can see detailed information. But if I switch over to my assets, then switch over back to the Work tab, it remembers that I was inside task number 10 and I don't actually have to re-navigate to it. It remembers its persistence as long as the user stays signed in. The second type of persistence is cross-session. What this does is after the user signs out and then signs back in, it remembers certain things about that user. For example, if I go to the Assets tab, you can see that I have one layer of signs turned on and also a filter on it. If I sign out and then sign back in, when I navigate to Assets, it's going to remember that I have the sign layer turned on along with its filter. If I sign out and sign back in, when I navigate to the assets, it's going to remember that I have the sign layer turned on along with the filter. What this also applies is the grid column sections, your timesheet display, your map view zoom levels, and your location, as well as the map filter buttons and your sign-in box that remembers your name. This doesn't apply to resource entry, however. There are two different ways to reset user persistence. The first thing is, if you go back to work, it'll still remember that we are on task number 10. If you click work again, it clears that out and now the persistence is no longer there. Another thing you can do is click on administration. Under user administration, if you select one or more users, you can click on the actions menu and select reset user persistence. You're asked if you are sure if you want to reset the user persistence. We suggest that if you're going to reset user persistence, that you have the user signed out first.